news coming in. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has arrived to the White House for his meeting with US President Donald Trump. The pair shook hands before heading inside. This comes a day after Donald Trump held a lengthy telephonic conversation with Russian President Putin. We'll get you the latest on that, but those are visuals that we've managed to gather for you just moments before heading inside the room for hectic parleys. Those were visuals that played out at the White House, where Volodymyr Zelenskyy was seen shaking hands with Donald Trump. The meeting is taking place inside the cabinet room. I'm also being told that Vice President Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio will also be present in this meeting.
President today, what we need. We understand what we need to push Putin to negotiation table. And as I said previously, so we are ready to speak in any kind of format, bilateral, trilateral, doesn't matter, just peace. This is important. And we don't speak about NATO or NATO. For Ukrainians, it's very important. Of course, it's our decisions of allies to decide where we are.
But are you willing to give
Yes, but the
NATO?
most important thing for people in Ukraine, which are under each day's attacks, to have really strong security guarantees. NATO is the best, but weapon is very important. Allies on our side is very important. And between us, for us, bilateral security guarantees between me and President Trump is very important. I don't know, we didn't speak with details about it, but this is the most important document because the United States is very strong.
Sir, President Trump, you are the middleman right now, hoping to end this conflict. Who is doing a better job negotiating, President Zelenskyy or President Putin?
I think they're both doing a great job in that sense. We have to get it done. We've got to take some of the hatred of each other. You know, they don't like each other. I say that in front of President Zelenskyy, but I say it in front of President Putin too. They have tremendous bad blood. It really is what is holding up, I think, a settlement. I think we're going to get it done, and we have to make it long-lasting. As I said in the Middle East, everlasting, right? Everlasting. And the Middle East is a much more complicated situation. You know, we had 59 countries involved, and every one of them agreed. And it's, you know, it's sort of amazing. Most people didn't think that was doable. This is going to be something I really believe that's going to get done. I had a very good talk yesterday with President Putin. I think he wants to get it done.
And President Zelenskyy, right behind you. When we were in Israel with President Trump earlier in the week, we heard a lot about the difference in diplomacy between.
My colleague Geeta is joining us for more on this. Geeta, the last time the two were at this very venue, correct me if I'm wrong, it didn't turn out to be a savory experience, especially for the Ukrainian president. There was a huge fallout we saw, but what is it that we can expect this time?
Well, the Ukrainian side is certainly going to ensure that there is pressure or there is some convincing power in Zelenskyy to ensure that the U.S. starts sending those Tomahawk long-range missiles to Ukraine that they desperately require. But more importantly, there is a slight change in venue. Not in terms of the place, that's the White House, but in terms of where they're sitting. It's not in the Oval Office, it's in the cabinet room, like Rohit Sharma just a while ago was telling us. But this is a significant meeting. It is taking place when the Americans are considering how to increase and enhance defense capabilities of Ukraine. And in that, what we're looking at is, yes, the administration has been considering long-term or long-range missiles for Ukraine, but after that important call between President Putin and President Trump, at the behest of President Putin, at the request of President Putin, the conversation that took place, where a clear message was sent that any long-range missile would be a threat to Russia, and that Russia did warn America against sending those missiles to Ukraine. And then there was a U-turn by Donald Trump. So will that U-turn stay, or will Ukraine be able to, Zelensky be able to convince Trump in sending them the missiles and the capabilities that they require to fight Russia is the big question right now.
Thank you, Geeta, for sharing all those details with us.